Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Kim's video journal. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks ago. Today's date is the 25th of October and Sunday. Pretty miserable the last few days outside. Nice and warm in here though. We've remembered to do the journal. So we're going to do our usual, which is ask Kim her questions, how she feels about the week, and then just some rambling chats from Kim. So here we go. What is your name?
Kim Dalton.
How old are you?
57.
What is your date of birth?
22nd of July 1963.
Who are you talking to?
My husband Steve.
How many children do you have?
4.
What are their names?
Leslie and Christopher, Carly and Michael.
What season are we presently in?
Autumn.
What are your grandchildren's names?
Alfie and Alea. Corey and Sky and Mia.
What's your favourite colour?
Orange.
Name a fruit beginning with the letter P.
Pomegranate.
What was your last job?
I was an advanced nurse practitioner caring for patients diagnosed with bowel cancer.
What year is it presently?
2020.
What was the song you danced with your granddad?
Moon River.
What is 100 take away 3? What was the name of yours and Sean's pony?
Angus.
What is your favourite hobby?
Horse riding.
What town do we presently live in?
Battlesbridge.
What day of the month is Christmas Day?
December the 22nd.
Hold up 3 fingers.
1, 2.
Name a Carpenter song that you like to sing to.
On top of the world.
Okay. Is there anything in the last couple of weeks that you've enjoyed or?
Well, I always enjoy my horse riding, but I was really pleased with it because I actually managed to remember the entire routine for my dressage, proving that you can develop new neurons in the brain even when you've got Alzheimer's.
Was there any reason why you think that might have helped? What was it that you've done different?
What we did is, normally I would have done an hour and a half of my exercise before going riding, and then we go horse riding in the afternoon, and we've split it, so I just do the riding in the afternoon, early afternoon.
You cut your exercise back by half, and then you did the other half of the exercise when you got back.
I do the other half when I get home.
And I think even Joe, your coach, picked up on that. You seem to have a bit more memory and oomph to concentrate, haven't you?
Also easier because I'm not riding with other riders. I'm riding on my own, so that I'm not distracted by other riders like I used to.
And anything else about the week?
I been waiting to finish my last tattoo, and we've done a large chunk of the new tattoo with my thigh pieces. So I now have the beginnings, well, an awful lot of my beautiful Hamish, who was my Westie dog, who I bred and brought into the world and was taken from us much too early. So I've got him being tattooed on my thigh. So I'm hoping by Christmas that will all be done.
That's it.
But
And
you'll have to wait until the better weather in the new year before you get to see it for real.
unless you wear a dress, then you can hoik it up just one leg. Anything else that's of interest?
And I have been a big eyeball. He's right, Steve's looking at me. I've got an appointment to, I can't believe I've received it because it's been months and months, well, more than months, a year probably, since I should have had my appointment to go for my vision under the neurology team at Queen's, to do with the posterior cortical atrophy, and I'm hoping that he signs me off as partially sighted.
So that's the ophthalmologist, isn't it?
Yeah, neuro-ophthalmologist, and that should sign me off as being virtually, and this is virtually not, I don't know how to describe it, but it means that there's a processing problem in my brain that doesn't allow my eye to process what I'm looking at anymore. So there is now a specific category for people with virtual blindness, where there's nothing wrong with the actual eye itself, it's the brain can't process what I'm watching. Isn't it? Is that the easiest way of explaining it?
See what he says. That's a couple of weeks away yet, so
very complex.
3rd of November. Can't think of anything else.
I decided that as the weather has changed and I can't be sitting out in the garden like I usually do, I've hiked all of my craft stuff indoors, and I've been busy making some of my homemade cards. I used to make really elaborate cards, beautiful cards I used to make all by hand. Now I have to look, you see some of my cards here. They're not as elaborate and they're a bit quirky because I can't do the measurements properly. Quite like this one, which is planes for my son. I've got that right way round. Plain one there, because my son flies planes. And pretty flowers, and all sorts of other things I've been card making. So all of my family and friends will be receiving very unique and quite quirky handmade cards from me. again because I always used to make all the cards for family and friends.
That used to be something you did every Christmas. You used to do lots of stuff, didn't you?
I used to make hundreds of Christmas cards every year.
Well, it wasn't just cards. What else did you make? That I used to have to dress up for on Christmas Day. We used to be up at Christmas Eve, sitting upstairs having.
Yes, we had used one of the bedrooms at our old house, and we used to lay out cloths on the floor, and I used to make edible treats for my family, and then Steve would have to dress up as Santa and go to all of our family households and deliver their hampers that I would make. So I used to make all the Christmas puddings and Christmas cakes and the mince pies, and I kind of miss it, but I'm not to be left on my own with such things anymore.
Well, there's a couple of meals you still make. What did you make today?
I made the vegetable ragu.
So very good at that.
Yes.
And what did we have yesterday that you made?
Yesterday's a long way away.
It came in a pack, but you add everything to it.
Oh yeah, well, God, the words have gone. A curry pack.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Get it from Tesco's. They're fantastic, and they give you all the different regional options for these lovely curry packs, and I love curry. And I think I should have been born in India, really. And then I plump it all out, because you get the spices and the spice pack, but and the rest of it you put in whatever vegetables you want. So yeah, they're really good. Really good. Did I say Tesco's? I meant Sainsbury's. I shouldn't tell you that, otherwise everybody else would be buying them now.
So we do let you cook a couple of meals, but we can get away with that, can't we? Because it doesn't matter what you add into them, no matter if it's a whole pack of mushrooms or peppers or whatever, you can't go wrong.
Yep. Definitely. So, yeah, but life is a lot different. It's been how many years since my diagnosis?
So how old are you now?
57.
That's it. And you were diagnosed just before your 55th birthday. So it's just over 2 years, about 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And there's been lots of changes, really, hasn't there? Because when I was first diagnosed, it was all very subtle changes. And now I have to live with now I have to live with all these involuntary jerks, because my nerves are all slowly going to pop.
But you always do them before I can see them.
I know. Sometimes they wake me up in the night. I get a really big one, and it wakes me out of my sleep, which I don't like. The joys of having Alzheimer's, as well as having posterior cortical atrophy. And if you haven't been on my video before, posterior cortical atrophy is a very rare form of dementia. Only 2% of the dementia population will have this rare form of dementia that can either affect your sight or your speech. And obviously me, it's my sight. And I am slowly losing more and more of my sight. And it's a frustration more than anything else, I would say, isn't it? I get frustrated with it. The main thing is I often spend an awful lot of time looking for things that are right in front of my face. And sometimes Steve is saying, it's right there, it's right next to you, and I cannot see it. And I can spend absolutely ages looking for it. And even though I try to scan, because one of the support ladies of the posterior cortical atrophy support group, she said if you scan side to side, that will often help. But even when I try and scan, sometimes that doesn't work. So I still can't see what is absolutely in front of me. And I think it was more frustrating for Steve when I was first diagnosed, because he couldn't understand why I was slowly working my way through smashing every one of the glasses we owned in the house. Because I have no perception of space. I've lost that third dimension now. So if I reach for something, I have to hold something to get the feel of it. And before I get a good grip on it. So, yeah, just some of the challenges that we sort of face together, really. But Steve does spend a lot of time going, it's right there in front of you.
Well, my latest thing is with your cards, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so with the cards, so I have been doing really well with the cards, but Steve has to check them all once I've assembled them, because sometimes they're upside down, or I've put them on the back of the card, not the front of the card, because I can't see it.
1 out of every 6. That's not bad. And who cares if you can't cut a straight edge? It doesn't matter.
I know, I've got an awful lot of very unusual shaped cards, but I just like to think, well,
it looks right to you. That's all that counts.
And it makes me happy, because I like to make cards for people and send them to people, especially at the moment where some people are just on their own, like my dad. That's not nice. Not at the moment, is it? And none of us can share, because we're in the, I don't know which tier we're in, tier 2, aren't we? So we're not allowed to mix with other households. But you can go to the tattoo parlour.
You're right, outside. So your dad can't come here, but he can go to your brother's.
Yeah.
and vice versa, because they're Southend and Southend isn't part of Essex.
Yeah. It is all very odd at the moment, isn't it? But there you are. What else? Was there anything else I was going to say, talk about today? I should have put a skirt on and you could have seen my little Hamish on my thigh. I've got a horse on my right thigh.
That one was finished.
Which is finished, yeah. And I've promised Steve that this will be the last one, but I do still have one arm that doesn't have any tattoos. My back is completely covered in tattoos. I have a tree of life on my back and lots of cherry blossom. And yeah, that literally is from the nape of my neck down to my bum cheeks where it says family. And I never thought I would have a tattoo ever. Never ever ever entered my mind. But when I was diagnosed, we decided on having matching tattoos. We had what's called an anam cara, so it means soulmate. And Steve's thinking behind it was that if we had the same tattoo, if I forgot that I had the tattoo, he could turn round to show me the tattoo to remind me. That was the thinking around it, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got photos up on the walls now, so I don't have to worry about that. So I don't have to have a full back tattoo now.
Yes, we have a whole wall of me in various states of undress on our walls now.
Well, just one photo. But the one you're looking at now is your 50s photos.
Yeah.
But the one over here next to me has got 4 photos that shows your tattoos off in your background.
Yeah.
Done by a professional photographer.
I never thought I would be able to get my kit off, particularly from a male photographer. But he made me feel so comfortable that day. He had the lights down really low. It was just really easy to do, wasn't it? I had my little silicone booby cups on to keep some modicum of modesty. Yes. So we've tried to make as many new memories, haven't we? And I think that's something that is really important to remember when you're diagnosed with any sort of terminal illness, which ultimately Alzheimer's is a terminal illness.
I think it's like that lady said on the phone the other day. She said the most important thing is memories, and part of memories is photos, just having as many photos as you can.
Yeah.
So every time people come round to visit, have them take photos of you with them. So there's a record somewhere, because once that person's gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And some people are pretty good at that, and unfortunately some aren't. So until that time, we'll just keep taking pictures of ourselves. While our memory page, which is supposed to be of the pair of us, is mainly 90% of you.
That's because you're the one doing. Could you imagine it if I was doing the photography? Can you?
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't work, would it? You'd have a little bit up there somewhere. with a tiny little partial piece of a photograph.
Luckily we had all those photos of our vow renewal and also your brother's wedding, so
Yeah,
there's a couple of us there.
yeah, yeah. It's certainly been a steep learning curve. You know, as a nurse, I learned about Alzheimer's, but you don't learn about it. You learn what you need to know when you're nursing somebody, but you're not taught what Alzheimer's really is, or dementia really is at all. So it's been an interesting journey of new things and new things happening
It's a shame COVID's
all the
pulled up
time.
short for the moment.
Yeah. I fall into high risk, so I'll have to be selective about going out. Not going out.
Yes, Christmas is going to be a bit quiet.
Yeah. Christmas has always been a really big deal around the house, isn't it?
Like you think the last few Christmases, especially with in honour of your mum, is that we go out now for Christmas Day and now we can't.
Yeah.
Although we'll go and visit both of them.
Yeah, we'll visit. We'll go and visit.
But it's
Mum
not the
and
same
Dad.
going out for a meal or anything.
We'll have a little tipple with Mum and
My dad
your dad.
and my sister.
Yeah. Yeah. And poor old Steve's mum and stepdad are in complete lockdown in Ireland, Southern Ireland.
Yeah, they're on their second one, aren't they? 6
Yeah.
weeks.
Hi. If any of you watching would like to share, feel free to do so. I'll let you know how I get on with the neuro-ophthalmologist.
Well, we've got a few things going on that week.
Have we?
So you've got your appointment at the hospital for your eyes. You've got the trees being cut down.
Yes, sir.
I'm quite sad about it, but and flu jabs,
Okay.
all about the same time.
I'll be pleased to get the flu jabs done.
We're having to do a supermarket job for that one. There's a shortage.
But we might be able to get our local one to do it. I'd rather have it done locally at the surgery, if we can.
There is something we forgot. You forgot to read your book.
Oh. Oh well.
We best do that
Why?
because it's part of the routine of the video.
I'm sure they won't mind if we miss it this
I need to
week.
know. Go on. Do as you're told, woman.
See what a bully is, everyone.
There are 9 subjects on that page of Rosa's Thai Cafe.
He likes me to struggle to read. Introduction. Small bites. Salads. Soups. Curries. stir fries, grills and marinades, noodles and rice, sweet things and basics. Ta-da!
Okay.
That would have taken me seconds 2.5 years ago.
We'll bring that along to the ophthalmologist, shall we?
Yeah.
You make it look as though you can read well instead of something he picks. You say, I've got a book for you to read. No, I've got my own.
I'll read this one.
I know it by heart. No, I don't know it by heart, but I can see. Okay, everyone, that's it. Thank you very much for joining in and listening to Kim. And hopefully we'll remember who's got the Alzheimer's to do the video journal for next week. If not, obviously we'll see you when we see you. Everyone take care. Bye.